Ladies, tonight here we are on the C show. We are here on the So show. We are here tonight on the show. Tonight we are going to do the last final week of week 17 picks. Tonight will be the last week. So for the last time here in 2017, we are doing the picks. Obviously we will still do the playoff picks, but I don't know if I'm gonna use the chalk the chalk for that because it might be last and I can just memorize them. As you guys have seen in the past, I'm very good at just keeping things in my head. That's how I got past high school, trust me. I never studied a day in my life. I just would literally 2 days before look at everything and memorize it. So I don't know if this might be the last time we use the board until next season. We don't know. We'll see what happens. I might use this for some other topics, but I think this will be the last time we use the board for the show. Let me hold on. Excuse me. All right. Yes. So let's start the show. Let's start last week, possibly for this. Next week with the playoffs, it might just not be that much. So I may just memorize it in my head. Anyways, let's start the last week of the 2017 season before the playoffs start. Anyways, where did I leave my mark? Anyways, who cares? Okay, first game of the 2017 week 17 last week of the season is the Cowboys versus the Eagles. I'm gonna say the Cowboys. I think the Eagles are going to be roughing a lot of players. But I do have to say that like I have said it the other day after the Eagles game, I would keep Nick Foles in there for maybe the first half because he does need to continue to get some experience with the wide receivers. So I think usually you might play Nick Foles maybe just a series or two. You might have to consider playing him, a little bit longer because he needs to continue to get used to playing with the guys like, Alshon Jeffrey, Allegar, Smith. So he needs to continue to. So I would maybe leave him a little bit longer, so he continues to get some playing experience with those guys. And like I said, hopefully this whole week they're not focusing so much on the game. They're focusing more on just trying to practice and trying to get Nick Foles used to these wide receivers, the timing down and everything. All right, so I'm gonna say the Cowboys win it. So I do think eventually, even though they might take Foles a little bit in there to get some. Get some timing with the receivers. Eventually, they will take them out, and the Cowboys will take over and win the game. Anyways, and the defense, I don't think nobody's gonna play with the defense, to be honest. I think they're just gonna be playing with the second stringers all game because they don't need any work at all. Anyways, next game we got the Packers. We got Indianapolis and Houston Texans. I'm going to say Indianapolis. Houston Texans are completely lost. Who the hell's their quarterback right now? TJ Yates? I don't even know who the hell's their quarterback anymore. I got Indianapolis. Next game, we got Packers and Lions. I'm going to go with the Lions. Packers. Todd Haley, he looks completely lost too. I'm going to say Matthew Stafford closes out the season with a win. Next game, we got Chicago, Minnesota. I'm going to say... maybe Chicago. I think Minnesota will rest all their starters. I'm going to go with Chicago. I would not be surprised, though, because Teddy Bridgewater's going to play. And I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, next we got New England versus the Jets. I'm going to say New England wins this game because usually Bill Belichick does play, even though when the game doesn't even matter, he usually does play the starters a little bit longer than other teams. So I'm going to say New England. Jets are playing with their second string quarterback, so I'm gonna say that the Patriots have a chance to win that game. Next, we got the Giants versus Washington. I'm gonna say Washington. They're just a simple, better football team right now. Next, we got Cleveland versus Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the one that it's very. The Cleveland is 0-15. Do the Steelers let them win the game? Like, this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one for me. Do the Steelers let them win the game? Obviously you have the Steelers. You have 2 weeks. You don't have to play the first round, so you would have that second week. I don't know about this one. I think you just let them win the game. I would just worry about myself. Who cares about them if they win a game or not? If I'm the Steelers, I'm doing my thing. You already got Antonio out for a few weeks with a leg injury. You don't want to risk any more injuries. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm just going to go with the Steelers, but I would not be surprised if we get the first win for Cleveland. Next, we got Carolina, Atlanta. Now, after these last two games, they're the games that actually matter. So from here until I'm done, these games actually matter. So start writing things down here because these are the games that matter. Carolina, Atlanta. I'm gonna go with Carolina. Larry, I'm sorry. I know you already told me in the comment section you think Atlanta's gonna win. I don't know. Larry, I'm so sorry. I just cannot trust your team. They're so inconsistent. I'm gonna say Carolina. I got Carolina. Next, we got Cincinnati versus the Ravens. The Ravens win, they're in. I think they'll win. I got the Ravens. Next, we got Buffalo. We got Buffalo versus Miami. These two teams, I think Buffalo still has a chance, but I don't know. I'm gonna say Buffalo. I'm gonna say Buffalo win. I'm gonna say Buffalo wins. Next, we got the Saints versus Tampa Bay. I got the Saints. Saints are still in it. And Saints are already in the playoffs, actually. It's just a matter of who's going to win the division between them and Carolina. I got the Saints winning that game. Next, we got Jacksonville, Tennessee. I think Tennessee still has a slight chance. I'm not sure, though. I know Jacksonville's already in. Denver, Kansas City. Kansas City's already in. They may raise their starters. They already said that they're sitting down Alex Smith for the entire game. I'm going to go with Denver. Actually, if you think about it, some of these games don't even matter either. The only games I'll go through the games that actually matter. I'm going to say Kansas City because that Patrick, the home guy, their second stringer, he might be the future of that team. So I'm going to say he still win. Next, we got the Chargers versus Raiders. I'm going to say the Chargers. They still have a chance. Next, we got San Francisco versus Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams will rest a lot of their stars. I'm going to go with San Francisco. San Francisco playing very good football. They're like on a 5-game winning streak. I'm gonna go with San Francisco. Last game, Seattle, Arizona. Seattle is still in it. I got Seattle. All right, so that's the week right there. A lot of games don't really matter, and that's how it is. This last week, it's probably the most. There's not a lot of stuff that matters. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of stuff that matters. I'm sorry. And there's no Sunday night football game. So same thing as last week. I will be on at 7 o'clock. No Sunday night football game, so we'll be on at 7 o'clock. All the games are at 12 and at 3, whatever the hell it is. So we'll see what happens. I don't know who the hell. You might want to. This might be the week you may miss football because it's not going to be that fun. Unless you're like a Saints fan, Carolina, Atlanta, Ravens. Seattle Charger fan, you might want to miss football this week. This might be that one week where you may say, hey, screw it, I'm not watching football. And like I said, no Sunday night football for the second straight week. So the season will end at around 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock most likely. And I will come on here and hope some of you may say a farewell to. I don't know if you guys are going to stick to the playoffs. Some of you may just leave and say, hey, screw you, see, or my team didn't make it to the playoffs. I'll see you next year. So it may be a farewell for some of you. Hopefully you guys stick around for the entire year. Then I know the views are going down after football season ends, and we're about a month, a little bit more than a month. So some of you may be watching this video for the last time this Sunday. So excuse me. I'm actually gonna have McDonald's. Oh man. Anyways, I apologize. I farted. Anyways, oh man. Oh, mother chicken on a waffle string. Ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. Hopefully you stick around. I know some of you are a little bit upset at your team, some of you are already mad. I'm sorry. I know how you guys feel like it. This is the first time in 5 years I'm going to the playoffs, and I'm not too excited because my wins out for the season. So I know we're gonna be, we're going home very soon here. I'm already made it in my mind that we're not going anywhere. I'm gonna say Patriots versus Saints for the Super Bowl, but that might change. I might do but right now, that's what I'm going to go with. I'll keep talking about it as the week goes on. But yeah, I'm sorry for your team not going to the playoffs. Chicken wings, Ronald, Patterson. Yeah, I believe you guys are the ones that are out already. I'm sorry for you guys. Chicken Wing, you've been quiet all week. I don't know if you're depressed. I'm very sorry about your team. Hopefully you're keeping your head high. There's always next year. You probably get Ryan Tannehill back next year. Never mind. Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyways, Ronald, stick your head up, man. You've been quiet lately. Good luck, man. I think your team. I don't know, man. They already said they're not gonna fire Jason Garrett, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna make a video about that on who needs to fire their coach, and then once they get coached, you get fired. Patterson, you're a smart man. You know your team sucks ass. You haven't complained all week, all year. You've been sitting down and you've been taking it. You've been taking the ass whooping. I'm proud of you, Bill Patterson. Bill Patterson, the veteran of the show. I'm proud of you for taking the ass whooping like a man. Chicken Wings, you know, you continue to be here every time you get your ass whooped, and you comment sometimes in the comment section. I'm proud of you too. Ronald, I'm proud of you too, even though you've been hiding these last 2 weeks. I'm proud of you, man. I know eventually you will come in back and comment. I know when the Eagles get eliminated eventually from the playoffs, I know you will make fun of me. That be a man and come here before that. Anyways, who else is eliminated? Larry, hopefully you take it like a champion. If your team gets eliminated, they still have a chance. Johnny Vertact, I know you're a very calm, cool, collective man. Hopefully you take it like a champion if your team gets eliminated. Marty, if your team gets eliminated in the playoffs, hopefully you take it like a man. But anyways, I'm the man that runs the place. IMC, this was the last week I do this. I'm about to cry. Actually, I'm farting, but anyways, I want to thank everybody for the show tonight. The farewell for a lot of you, maybe the Sunday. So until next time, I'm CE. And until next time, I will see you later. Let me know if you have a question. And you guys still don't seem to answer me, so the question for the Friday shows are canceled, I guess. And if you have a question, I'll just answer it after I'm done. So, for example, right now I won't answer it if there was a question. Then nobody has asked the question, I believe. So until next time, I am the man that runs the place. I am C, and I will see you later. And until next time, I will see you later. And the fuck am I doing? No shit.